Hello, beautiful being. Welcome to In Her Dreams and welcome to your reading. I am so grateful that you're taking time to tune in to see what messages are flowing in from Spirit for you. Ashe. Thank you, Spirit. When you get quiet, you will hear whispers that bring truth. Feels like this is about tuning into your intuition. There are other people around you speaking, but some of those mouths are full of lies. The truth, oh, I was about to say the truth. So there could be something about peace, okay? Peace or divine reconciliation. But this could also be peace within yourself. Okay, if there's been something that you were going back and forth on, maybe some indecision, there's something about there being a reconciliation within yourself. Acknowledging what is right and truthful. Okay, so taking time to silence the voices of those around you and tuning into your intuition is golden. Especially at this time. Because sometimes it's time to really listen to someone else or to people around us. But it feels like Spirit is drawing you to your divine guidance within, okay? And also, it's going to bring confirmation of what's really right for you. Because if you have been going back and forth on something or feeling undecided, you're going to know what's right. You're going to get confirmation, okay? That could be one meaning of that reconciliation. For some of you, it's that there's a truce between you and someone else. But for some of you, it's just confirmation of what you know is right within you. Thank you, Spirit. What's coming through for this beautiful being? Ooh, trickery. Yeah, that's like those mouths that I heard. And it's like an outer circle of like surrounding people. And I just see mouths. It's nothing else. It's like not, I don't see the people. I just see the mouths moving. So there's some sort of trickery regarding what a group is saying. And they're shrouded in darkness. So they want to hide. That's why I'm not seeing the people's faces. But the mouths are all moving together and saying the same thing. So it's almost as if these people are told to say the same thing, or kind of like a hive mentality. Cut from the same cloth. They're all in the same group. This could be a group that is operating in fear and that tries to transmit fear, trying to send fear out there to others. There could be somebody in this group who is bringing something to you, as in some sort of offer or some sort of gift. Also, there's somebody trying to protect them, like trying to keep watch. I'm getting CYA energy, like cover your ass. Like this person who is a trickster that's approaching you, they're working with somebody else to try to cover their tracks, to try to hide their lies and make sure that they don't get caught or found out. Divine says there's nothing that you have to fear about this, okay? Whoever this is, whether you identify it as a singular person or a group, they do operate from a place of fear, and I'm seeing like levels of fear. So the people or person that you interact with or that you know, they are under the control of someone else, and they are afraid of them, and they're under the control of someone else. So it's like a hierarchy, and whoever it is that has been interacting with you, they are under someone's control, but they're trying to come to you with this trickster energy in order to control you in some way. Okay, you don't have to fear. Yeah, once again, I see this like a group. Could be some group organization. There's a reading that came through maybe 2 days ago about a cult. So it could be related. It doesn't have to be, but just because that did come through recently, this could be a cult or organization. It could even be a work environment. Okay. Also, I'm seeing these birds on a wire. So there's something about wires that have been crossed, boundaries that have been crossed. There could be people who have ties to other organizations. Like, let's say if you work for a business, they could be, this is just an example, okay? They could be controlled by an organization that they don't claim to be associated with, something like that. And I'm seeing the word theft. So there's some sort of theft here. The theft of energy could also be financial as well, financial gain. They do use fear to extend control over people. There's some sort of communication here that they're planning. But there's someone here also who is afraid of your power. They know that you have a tool that you can use, or there's something that you can access that would render them powerless. There could be something about this gift that this trickster is trying to bring to you, whether it's an offer of some sort or an opportunity that would attempt to redirect your energy to them. They know that you're a source of energy and abundance, but it's like, let's say if you were a tree. You could plant a tree outside and let it grow, right? Or you could, like the giving tree. Okay, the giving tree is coming through. I always thought that was the saddest story. Not the saddest story, but I mean, it's sad, but it's true about humanity, right? We use things until it's gone and we don't replenish it, right? But there's something here about someone seeing you as a resource. And with the giving tree, it's like the person, I think it was a little boy who grew into a man, and he kept cutting more of the tree. Is that what it was? It's been a long time since I read that book. But yeah, if you know the story, you can recap in the comments if you want. But it's about someone who basically used a tree until the tree had nothing more to give, but the tree still, even when it was just cut down to a stump, the man was able to sit on the stump, and the tree served as like a place to sit. But see, my view of that story was always, well, he should have cared for the tree. You know, it's great that it was a giving tree, but he should have cared more for the tree and let it grow. So there's something here about this person or whoever they're associated with. They see your abundance, they see your growth, and they know that you have the ability to grow, but they're not concerned with making sure that you are firmly planted and that you are continuously able to grow. It's like they just want to take the fruit from the tree, use the wood from the tree, and build their stuff with it. Something about building a boat, that was actually in the giving tree. So this person might want to use your resources in order to get somewhere for themselves. It's like they're users and they're takers. But they're coming with some sort of offer. You see how this crow has that leaf in his mouth? So they're coming to you like, oh, we have this great offer, but really whatever offer it is, it's just peas and carrots compared to what you're able to create if you were to either not associate with this group or not take the offer or whatever. Okay, I haven't gotten that far, but there's something about that offer that is very selfish from their standpoint. Okay, you have luck, you have natural luck, but whoever this is bringing this offer, they are casting an illusion of luck. They're casting an illusion of luck. So you have natural luck and abundance. Fish always signify abundance for me. I'm getting manna from heaven. Okay, it's like you're just abundant. Wherever you go, the abundance follows, because it's truly with you, you know? The abundance follows. There could be someone in this organization or this individual that's coming to you that's worried about, like, if you don't stay under their control, that other people that they know or that they have already gained control over will follow you. Because what came through is that wherever you go, abundance follows, right? But the abundance is truly within you. So they could be afraid of you not taking their opportunity, not remaining under their control. And so if you go elsewhere, not only are you going to be prosperous and abundant, you're also going to be taking your own abundance elsewhere, and other people that are under their current control would want to follow you as well. Whatever choice you make with this, there's someone who sees you as like a catalyst where you could create potential change that would result in their continued lack. Because this person coming to you, this trickster, is in lack. And they're illusionists. Total illusionists. Bottom of the deck, mimicry. This person is someone who has tried to mimic you out of survival. They want to thrive like you, but all that they could muster the intelligence to do was to try to do what you do and just mimic you in order to survive. This person has never been in a state of thriving. They've never thrived before. They just mimic people. I'm also getting the energy of a bully, so they bully their way into high positions, okay? Or successful positions. This is at the bottom of the deck. I haven't shuffled yet, but it's a Queen of Pentacles. We'll see. We'll see. Divine, please tell us more about this trickster. They want to be in the Nine of Pentacles. Oh, wow. And I'm seeing here, oh, so Knight of Swords to the Nine of Pentacles. They're taking swift action to try to achieve the Nine of Pentacles. And what I notice about this particular Nine of Pentacles is there's a crow on the wolf's head. Okay? There's a butterfly on top. So this is a change with the Nine of Pentacles that they created by stepping on someone else. This is not their own Nine of Pentacles. Nine of Pentacles is supposed to be independent, successful, abundant energy. But this is someone who gains their wealth by stepping on other people. But they're taking swift action and communication towards this effort. On the fence, we have the Page of Wands. Some sort of communication that could go either way. There could be a fire sign here. It doesn't have to be. With the Page of Wands, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius, although we also had Knight of Swords, I really see that as communication, but there also could be Gemini, Libra, Aquarius energy here, okay? Also, there's something about this person who They're very spontaneous, and they are potentially immature. Well, I mean, it's very immature to ride on somebody else's energy, so that's already come through. But there's really a lot of motivation here for them to communicate with you, because I'm seeing communication both coming through in a fiery way as the Page of Wands and also as the Knight of Swords. I'm getting that they're very motivated to do this with the Page of Wands, but then they want to rush and do it with the Knight of Swords. What else about this trickster? Okay, oh, and it landed right on trickery. Do you see? That's literally how it came out right there. Trickery and the Six of Swords. Six of Swords is on the fence. This person is hoping that they can get to calmer waters, that they can get to a better place in their life by tricking you. That's their goal. 1555 on the timer. They're hoping to take an action that creates change for their world. But now we're in minute 16. That's the Tower. What else about this spirit? What does this beautiful being need to know about this energy? Knight of Wands. Okay, so they're stuck in like Page Knight energy, all to get to the Nine of Pentacles. They're very motivated to do this, but you know, it's like we all have the motivation to do something. But if we take our motivation and use it to con people, you know, that's what I always say. Like, if criminals would use their intelligence for something that is aligned with their true destiny, that has integrity, you know, like they could move mountains. They could create amazing things, art, businesses, you know. But instead, so often, and sometimes they do create businesses, but they're shady businesses, okay? You know, so it all depends on the direction that they're putting their energy into, that they're directing their energy. But this person is directing their energy in the wrong way. It's all directed towards you to try to control you somehow and siphon your energy. I'm being guided to this deck. Hit the brakes. Somebody could have a Jeep, or somebody could go like mudding, driving in the mud. Somebody might like hiking or like off-road. Isn't that what you call it? Off-road sports or something. I got toughest mudder. I know that's a competition. I don't know. I don't know much about it, but it's very physically strenuous, okay? So somebody might do a lot of physical activity, but Spirit says hit the brakes. Whatever this is that they're offering you, hit the brakes. There's something about a bait and switch, where somebody wants to bait you into something. They want to create an illusion that something is one way, but it really is something else, okay? So this person, okay, they come across like a goldfish, but they're really a shark. Oh, this is a backstabber. Look, all the appropriate cards are right here. All right, let's go ahead and shuffle and see what else comes out. What else does this beautiful being need to know about this situation or this trickster energy? What else do they need to know, Spirit? Leveling up. Okay, so there's something here about, I see this. Okay, leveling up is on the fence. This person sees you leveling up. They don't want you to know that that's what they're focused on. That's why they have these sunglasses on. They see you leveling up, and they're afraid of you getting away. That's what I'm hearing. 1919 on the timer. You shine like a diamond, okay? Shine bright like a diamond. And you do it so effortlessly, but they're trying to hide that they're watching you, that they're looking at you. What do they want to see, Spirit? They want to see what you're up to. They want to see what you're planting. They want to see what you're growing. Also, they want to get your formula for success. Okay, that's something else they want to do. Thank you, Spirit. They want to get close to you so that they can get your formula for success. That's one reason why, because there was a card that I saw where what card was that? Oh, it was the Ghosts card in the Crow Oracle. And for me, what that card typically signifies is leaving somebody behind, allowing the process of death to occur, so there's an end to something. Okay, so you may have already hit the brakes with this person, either at a certain level or in a certain aspect of your life, but they're trying to create an opportunity to come back in some way. And it might not be the same way as before. If this is an organization, it could be that one person came to you trying to get your romantic energy, trying to have some sort of romantic relationship with you. Someone else in this organization might be coming to you trying to affect your career or a career choice that you'll make. Someone else might try to come to you as a friend. If this is an organization or a coven or even a family group that works together in a very toxic way, there could be different individuals trying to approach you, but they all have the same goal in mind, which is to control you, to use your resources, to siphon your abundance, and to study you. They want to get close to you so that they can see how you're able to level up and how you're able to create abundance. That's what they want. They know that you have a formula for success, but what they don't realize is that it's ingrained into your soul. It's embedded into your soul. It's in your DNA. It's your ancestral connections. I'm also getting a download that there could be someone from this group or organization that is involved. They have past life experiences with you, and they have siphoned from your ancestral lineage many times before. Okay? So not only have their ancestors siphoned from your ancestors, but this person in a past life has siphoned from you. You are here to hit the brakes. Nobody's getting in that Jeep with them to drive off the cliff. Nobody's getting off the cliff with them. Nobody's doing that. Okay? You're not even getting in the car. I heard stranger danger. So they could even be sending someone that you don't know. Okay? If there is a stranger, Divine, is there anything we need to know about, a heads up about that? Oh, Page of Cups. So beware of flirtation at this time, romantic interest. People, I always get this image of like somebody coming in like somebody might wear false eyelashes. Nothing against that, but they might. It's something about, and this isn't associated with the eyelashes, but it's something about someone coming in to flirt that is doing too much. They're doing too much. And I'm also getting the vibe that this is a person who could come in with romantic energy, trying to reel you in, okay? That could be that trickster offer. It could be a love offer. But I'm also getting the vibe of like someone trying to... Okay, if this applies to you, it may or may not resonate. But if these beings are aware of some sort of like... If there was an experience that you had in the past with a parent. So if there is a parental wound that you ever experienced as a result of neglect, abandonment, or rejection, they... See, this is the sadistic type of behavior that 24/24 on the timer, I personally do not like. Like, my spirit does not like this kind of energy because it's so sadistic. This could be a group or even an individual who studies the psychology of humans in order to, like, they're the type of person that would sit back and watch somebody to try to figure out what their insecurities are, or what their potential wounds are, or what their desires are, and try to create situations that would be appealing to you in order to reel you in for connection, but it's false connection. Okay, so beware of someone coming in with sappy energy. I do see this crab here. There could be a Cancerian, doesn't have to be, all right, but could be. It could be somebody trying to come in with very nurturing energy. I'm seeing how this crow is interacting with that, I think it's a fish. It looks very motherly. It reminds me of how the mama birds feed the baby birds. So there could be someone coming in trying to take on the role of mother or father and be very endearing. And, you know, I've had connections like that, and they're very sweet, you know, and they're so, when they're real, they're innocent. When they're real, they are just, it's not like you're, like you feel like that's your father or your mother, but it's that vibe. You know, they might give you a protective vibe or a nurturing vibe, but it doesn't feel dirty or like they're trying to get something out of you. If there's something wrong with some sort of connection here, you will know. Yeah, there's going to be complete enlightenment that you have in this situation with the Hanged Man. You're seeing things from every perspective that you need to. You are. You are coming through as the King of Wands because you're motivated. You're like in this boss energy. You're a leader. And you take charge. Also, I'm getting the vibe of you being very selective. Okay? Like the King of the Jungle is selective. You know? You wear a crown and you protect that crown. There's something very eternal about your energy with this infinity sign here. The number 8 is very significant. Also, look at that. With the infinity sign right there. Look at that. So this is also pertaining to the upcoming 8/8 Lionsgate portal. If you're watching this past that, the energy is still here of abundance. All right. So you are receiving true abundance in your life because those are the seeds that you have planted. That's what I'm getting, is that whatever you've planted is what you are reaping. So you have been planting seeds of abundance, and that is what you are reaping. What other guidance do you have, Divine, for this situation here? Go to the owls. Okay. What other guidance for this beautiful being in this situation? What do they need? 6 of Pentacles. So you're going to get everything that is owed to you. You are in, you're manifesting reciprocal opportunities for abundance, and anything that is not truly what you deserve, you're walking away from it. Okay? I am seeing that really what they're saying here is any opportunity to share and connect with a trickster being, you're walking away from it. You are only going to select these types of relationships that are truly reciprocal and truly positive for you. That's what you deserve. Also, look, I was talking about the mama bird feeding the baby bird, and look, that's exactly what it looks like. There's somebody here who wants to take on like some sort of parental figure. They want to come in and act like they're so nurturing. And I saw that crab there, like that's Cancerian energy. So this could be someone who steps in and, you know how people like, oh, You can call me mama, you know, and things like that. And they might not really mean it. This is a trickster. So if they tell you that they're kind of taking you under their wing as their child and they're looking out for you, it's not being done with good intentions. It's not being done with good intentions. Divine is telling you to at the very least, emotionally distance yourself from that. Okay? Because, I mean, some people need, if this is a work situation, or if this is, let's say if you're in a home with somebody like this, maybe it'll take some time before you can get out. Like, okay, I understand that. But at the very least, with it being 8 of Cups, emotionally distance yourself from that. Because that's what they're banking on to be the seat of their control, is that emotional connection that it feels like it's trying to come from someone who's a parental figure, which is so, that's so dirty. That is so evil. With the Ace of Wands, you have the courage and inspiration that you need for a new beginning. If you choose to go elsewhere, because this came after the 8 of Cups, where you have distanced yourself from this, you have the inspiration that you need for a new start. And as I was saying that, it was 3111 on the timer. So I'm getting like 3 of Wands and then 111. So you're looking out at your possibilities and you're seeing what your opportunities are, and then you're moving forward. And you will have opportunities for new beginnings. Okay? Yeah, and then that leads to your Spirit, y'all really doing this at the and then Ace, and then okay, we'll stop there. But the other one, okay, is all of this abundance and greatness. And then the last card was the 7 of Wands. Here, I'll show you, because 7 of Wands is active protection. Okay, so you are protecting yourself and your energy so that you also are like what you're protecting is your 9 of Cups, your wish fulfillment, your Empress energy, male, female, non-binary, doesn't matter. Empress energy, divine feminine creative energy, the Star. This is you, 3223. Okay, so you're a star who can switch it up. You have variety. You see things from all perspectives. You've also got the Ace of Swords here. This is facts. This is the truth, beautiful being. And you're also coming through as the Queen of Pentacles. All right, protect your heart. Don't allow beings to come in who are being like too good to be true. Also, if there is something about, because we're all healing, okay, that's the work that we're called to do as divine beings, is to continually heal ourselves. And you know, like just personally, my father crossed, I'm 45 now, my father crossed when I was like 27, 28, somewhere in there. And then my mother crossed about 4 years ago, I want to say. And I am still healing. Okay, it doesn't matter that they've crossed over, because it just deepens the level of work that we need to do, and we can do work in a different way, because now we're able to speak to them in spirit, right? But there will be things that I'm like, oh, okay, I feel good about that. And then a year later, or maybe during a Mercury retrograde, it'll come back up. And I heal on a different level or from a different perspective, but it's that same wound. And so we're constantly healing. That's what we're meant to do. Healing isn't linear, it's cyclical. We're spiraling up, 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 ascending, and revisiting those same themes and wounds, but we're ascending as we're growing and learning and loving ourselves more deeply. So if there is a parental wound that this situation brings up for you, Divine is inviting you to love yourself through that, okay? Be gentle with yourself through that, because unfortunately there are demonic beings who crawl around this earth. They look like they're walking, but they're crawling, They're slithering, okay? And they look for wounds and insecurities to attach to intentionally in order to siphon from people and create attachments. But that is not going to happen to you, okay? No one can attach to your energy in that low frequency like that, especially since you're aware, okay? Oshun's machete, yes, radical truth, clarity, and self-awareness, okay? So you are cutting ties from whoever is trying to come up in your space and siphon your abundance, siphon your beauty, siphon your star power. They may not have it. It's not theirs, okay? Anything else, Mama Oshun, for this beautiful being as we close this reading? What else do they need to know? Ashe, Mama Oshun. Oshun overflows. Yes, she does. And so do you. Generosity, wealth, auspicious blessings. And I love this card because it's card 4. So all of your abundance is divinely protected. Okay? If you can, if you live close to a river, drive by it, go sit by it, go walk along the river, put your feet in the river, whatever you can do to connect with the river or a lake. Okay? Those are the bodies of water, that streams. Okay? That she oversees. If you can connect with that, if not, just know that Mama Oshun is coming through and she is blessing and protecting your divine abundance. And whoever this is trying to plot and plan and scheme to siphon your prosperity, they will not, because you see, you got that 2020 vision, okay? Thank you, Spirit, for these messages, and I'm so grateful that you allow them to flow through me. And thank you, beautiful being. I am so appreciative of you taking the time to tune in to these messages. And I'm also grateful for your likes, your kind comments, your shares, your hypes, your subscribes, your donations, every bit of love that you send to End Her Dreams. I am so truly grateful for. I love you, and I wish you peace, joy, and so many blessings. Take care.